Down by 2, now they're out of timeouts.
Down by 2, 1.3 left. Down 2, gets a shot off.
Down by 2.
And moving along to, I guess, just other teams that are not in the playoff picture, i.e. our Raptors. Thank God that is finally the direction they picked one, and they are doing it. And with the rebuild that we're looking at now, you've been good to a lot of games this year as well, and you've been watching how this new era of the Raptors is unfolding. What do you like? What do you dislike? And the moves that they made at the deadline. Do you like the trajectory of this team right now and where they're headed?
Yeah, so far I'm up. I'm loving RJ Barrett. I'm loving Quickly. Bruce Brown, I need him off my team. There's just a level of disinterested. Like, it's not even a skill-based thing. It's just like he just seems very
like he grew a handlebar out of nowhere. Like, this guy's just having fun, Like,
he's pulling up the deadbeat dad look, just like, I don't want to be here. Happy birth, miss. He's just like,
yeah, for real.
Yeah,
it's strange. Yeah.
Do
you feel confident in, RJ, it looks like he's going to be here for a bit. Are you confident with us being able to bring back Quickly?
I think so. I think I look more at like camaraderie and seeing like how these players kind of hang out in their free time, and it seems like IQ and Scottie are getting along, so I like that. And I don't think that Scottie's handle of the ball is really taken away from Quickly right now, because realistically, we don't have like a backup PG, but they play well together. And then he always finds them on those threes in the corner whenever he's open. So I hope we can. I think that would be a good thing to have for the Raptors, like a legitimate 3-point shooter on the squad. And who's not afraid to take that shot, especially in transition.
No. I mean, you gotta like some of the moves that they made at the deadline as well to be able to bring in some shooting. I mean, getting IQ wasn't a deadline move, but I mean, now that the Raptors are just collecting Canadians and bringing in Olynyk as well. I mean, that's the floor space and center that we've been looking for. Maybe not at that age, maybe not at this time, but we finally got it. Yeah. I mean, like, how do you like the deadline moves that we ended up making?
Sorry, there was one. I'm trying to remember. There was one that wasn't too.
It was the Schroeder for Dinwiddie, and then waiting Dinwiddie, and that was just sort of like moving around cash.
Yeah, that one kind of
some space
confused me. So we don't want to pay 1.5 million. That was the issue. Like, I'm still trying to get a handle of what the economics were for that trade, and not even keeping Spencer.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't keep him. I think it's just something that they wanted to be able to free up on the books, because they would have to pay the remainder of his contract plus, like, I guess the 1.5. I don't know why.
So it was a penalty of that plus, like, how much is Spencer with Dinwiddie? He's like $5 million or something like that.
He ain't much. He's pretty
cheap. $6 million we didn't want to pay.
I think it's more or less they didn't want to pay Dennis Schroeder's contract.
But wasn't Schroeder on something low too? Like, I'm still.
Yeah, it was just
in the ballpark of like 10 to 12 a year.
And I also think, like, at the end of the day, where like they are looking to maybe make a push in free agency, so any sort of cap space that they can do would or free up is what would make them a more viable spot to be able to go pursue people in the free agency. Who they're gonna pursue, I don't fucking know. It's because nothing seems really exciting.
Doesn't look promising in this offseason. There's not a whole lot of big names out there, it looks like.
So
unless
is that
you're
what
making a trade, I don't know.
Is that what I'm gathering here? Is that, like, we're uncertain about the trajectory of this team right now, and like they picked a path. Great.
Yeah. I think the core is set in terms of like adding to it. Maybe they're looking to add in the draft. If this pick turns out to be ours and we get to keep it, if it's that sixth pick or whatever. Yeah. That maybe that's what they're just hoping, praying for. And then if it doesn't work out, then they're kind of in that weird spot we were last year where it was just like, oh, let's hold on to Pascal and OG and see what happens. And I don't know. Let's hold on, figure it out as we go. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of the vibe.
Yeah. It's strange because, I mean, even though they've picked a direction, it doesn't feel like I guess it's sort of uncharted territory for Toronto, because like Masai has always built some sort of a playoff type team, and now this is like it's full full fucking tank mode, but we don't even know how to tank properly. Like, please just make sure.
Every time they win, I'm like, what the fuck, man?
What are you doing? Stop. No, let Charlotte win. Let Mikal Bridges go, or Michael. Is it Mikal or Michael Bridges?
Yeah,
The guy who beats his girlfriend. Anyways, let him go off for 50.
Different, not Mikal.
Miles Bridges.
yeah, that's
Bridges.
the one. Yeah,
Mikal wouldn't hurt a butterfly.
He's catching too many strays. He's like on the Google search. He's like, that's not me, I swear. Google.
Oh man, he had to move from
suggesting
Phoenix to
it.
Brooklyn. Yeah, it's just like, stop, I'm not him. But yeah, I mean, like when it comes to games like that, it's just like, please don't beat these teams. Like this is who, like, this is a competition now between who can have the shittier record. So please, I don't know. I don't understand. They just don't understand how to actually properly tank yet, because they haven't been able to do that as of yet. So
being up 15 on the Nets right now is not doing us too well.
and that's exactly the type of team you want to lose to, because they're ahead of you.
Oh man, are we going for a play-in now? Like, I don't understand.
Play in. One extra game. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's face the Bulls again. That'd be amazing. It's been interesting. Before we go into covering where the Raptors or some of our picks going into tomorrow and to the weekend and what have you, where do you guys stand on Scottie Barnes? Obviously, him making the All-Star team this year has been first time All-Star, great, fantastic. But overall, he's shown some signs of immaturity as a Raptor, as being the focal point, and just him overall gelling. Like, do you like the way that he's carrying himself? There was a bit of controversy with him walking off the court a bit earlier. Are we concerned at all? Because right now, like, our eggs are in that basket. Scottie is him. He is the future. Any sort of concerns at all? Or is it just me? Maybe I'm just being too anxious.
LeBron does that year 20. Like, it's
yeah, because he's LeBron.
Yeah, that's fine. That means he cares about the game. He doesn't want it. Like, I guess it's a part of like emotional control, and you just want a player to be like stoic and be like, you know what, we lost. But like, when a player cares that much, they don't really want to show that type of negativity. Like, you know how you feel after a game. Imagine if somebody after a loss was just like, oh, how do you feel about this? Like, that's part of the bullshit these players have to go through. And the only thing I'm concerned about Scottie is every year does he add something to his game, and every year he has done so far. Yeah, he's getting better. So I can't say that emotional control is an issue if he's coming on the court and doing the best he can every single night, or at least every single year adding to it.
Good. Well, thank you for making me feel a little bit better about that, because, like, I don't know, sometimes it's just like I feel like there is a bit of whining, and sometimes I just within certain plays, I don't know. I just I sometimes question whether or not he's fully there. Maybe that's just me, but I'll take it from you, because you've been at the games a little bit more than I have.
I feel like he does whine a little excessively.
He does. He's not quite there yet.
A little bit annoying
to be the whiner, right?
I think everyone whines.
Everyone whines for sure. It just seems like literally every time he has the ball, he's saying something. It's just like, brother, like, come on, like, just let it's a basketball play sometimes, like, just, it is what it is.
I think he does have he plays with a lot of joie de vivre, which sometimes can get undercut by his his responses to certain calls. But like, he wasn't getting superstar calls, and hopefully this All-Star kind of gives him the opportunity to get some superstar calls. He's finally on that national level, and maybe these refs can be like, oh, maybe I should actually call an and one or something when you go to the basket, and not just like, I don't know what happened here. Like, that was a very frustrating feeling to see these guys go drive and like nothing happened. So
yeah, and I don't mean to get too dramatic or anything like that, but these are the feelings, these are the questions as someone who follows the Raptors and follows now Scottie Barnes is the most important piece, and you're going to be following him intently and watching his mannerisms and watching the way that he plays and conducts himself. And if he's going to be the face of this franchise, these are questions you got to ask. So that's where I'm coming from. Still, Raptors tank all the way. Please keep that 6th pick.